Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer on becoming a Google Cloud Generative AI Leader. Think of this as your high-level leadership bootcamp, made specifically for you forward-thinking business folks out there. Whether you're managing a team, setting up technical strategy, or really just trying to wrap your head around how generative AI is going to transform your organization, you're in the right place. We've distilled everything you need to know directly from the official study guide. We're going to break down the complexities of Google Cloud's AI tools, translate them into actual business value, and give you the knowledge you need to champion successful AI initiatives. Let's get right into it. All right, here's our roadmap for today. We're going to hit 5 key areas. First, demystifying generative AI. Second, Google Cloud's AI arsenal. Third, mastering AI model outputs. Fourth, winning AI business strategies. And finally, we'll wrap up with your secret weapon, Notebook LM. Okay, let's dive into this. If you're actually prepping to take the certification test, here's exactly where you need to focus your mental energy. 35% of the exam is going to test your knowledge of Google Cloud's specific AI offerings. That's the biggest chunk. Fundamentals come in right behind at 30%. Then, techniques for tweaking and improving AI output make up 20%. And finally, applying business strategies accounts for that last 15%. Keep this distribution in the back of your mind as we go. It's literally telling us exactly what Google values most for an AI leader. Moving into section 1, demystifying generative AI. Because before we can confidently lead any of these AI initiatives, we first got to strip away the magic and learn the basic foundational language of machine learning. So let's start with data, because honestly, without it, AI is nothing. I want you to think of an AI model like a brand new employee. Just like a human needs good onboarding materials to do their job, an AI model needs accessible, high-quality data. And there are basically 2 environments you might drop this new employee into. On one hand, you have structured data. This is highly organized, searchable stuff, sitting neatly in relational databases. It's like a perfectly labeled filing cabinet. On the other hand, you've got unstructured data. This is your messy text documents, unorganized photos, raw audio recordings, the whole shebang. It completely lacks predefined structure, meaning it takes some pretty sophisticated analysis for your new AI employee to actually make sense of it all. Now, once we have that data, how does the AI actually learn from it? It generally boils down to 2 distinct approaches. First, there's supervised learning. This is kind of like having a teacher carefully guide a student. The model is trained on labeled data that already has specific tags, like a name or a category, so it can predict outputs. But then we have unsupervised learning. This is where the model is just handed unlabeled raw data and told to independently figure out the natural groupings and hidden patterns. And, this unsupervised approach is largely how those massive foundation models are trained. They look at huge data sets to develop a broad, generalized understanding of the world long before they ever get tailored to do specific tasks. So these data methods all feed into the complete machine learning lifecycle. This is the actual pipeline that magically transforms raw information into a working, manageable app. It kicks off with data ingestion and preparation, basically cleaning up all that messy, unstructured data we talked about. Next up is model training, which is where the AI actually learns. Then comes model deployment, where you finally make the trained model available to your users. And lastly, model management. Because as a leader, your job doesn't just end when you hit launch. You've got to monitor performance, push updates, and keep it running smoothly over time. All right, Section 2, Google Cloud's AI arsenal. Let's shift gears from the theory classroom right into the armory and check out some of the specific tools you have at your disposal. At the very heart of Google's AI arsenal is the Gemini ecosystem. Now, Gemini is a powerful multimodal foundation model. Multimodal just means it can natively understand text, images, audio, and code all at the same time. And what's absolutely incredible is how deeply integrated it's become across the entire Google landscape. You've got the Gemini app for your everyday chatbot assistants. Then there's Gemini for Workspace, which literally helps you draft emails in Gmail or generate images right in your slides. Gemini for Google Cloud is there acting as a co-pilot to help developers debug code and optimize complex infrastructure. You've also got Gemini Enterprise bringing customized search to your secure internal company data. And finally, Gemini Nano, which runs incredibly efficiently right on edge devices like the smartphone in your pocket. Now, stepping away from the broad ecosystem, let's look at some highly specific problem-solving APIs. And this brilliantly illustrates how you can deploy targeted microservices for your business applications. Need to automatically caption a massive video platform? Boom, you use the speech-to-text API. What if you need automated content moderation for user-uploaded photos? Cloud Vision steps in to handle image tagging and landmark detection. Maybe you're trying to figure out the sentiment behind thousands of messy customer reviews. The Natural Language API is perfect for deriving insights from unstructured text. Or say you need to extract specific data fields from giant stacks of PDFs and invoices. Well, that is exactly where Document AI shines. So how do you actually orchestrate all of this stuff? Well, that's where Vertex AI comes in. Think of Vertex AI as your central command station. It's Google Cloud's unified platform designed to completely streamline that entire machine learning lifecycle we broke down earlier. With Vertex AI, your team gets access to the model garden to pick out existing models or the model builder to train their own from scratch. And crucially, it provides the essential MLOps tools so your AI teams can seamlessly collaborate, monitor accuracy, track different versions, and refine their models at a true enterprise scale. Moving right along to Section 3, Mastering AI Model Outputs. Because deploying a model is one thing, but making sure it actually gives you reliable, trustworthy answers, that's a whole different ballgame. Okay, so we really have to address the elephant in the room here: hallucinations. Remember our eager new employee metaphor from earlier? Well, sometimes that employee is a little too eager to please. Sometimes they will confidently give you an answer that is completely made up. These hallucinations happen because of the natural limitations of foundation models. Maybe they were trained on biased data, or maybe they hit a knowledge cutoff where the model just simply doesn't know about events that happen after its training data was collected. As a leader, anticipating and mitigating these inaccuracies is absolutely crucial. So, how do we fix it? Well, one of the most effective ways to mitigate that risk is by implementing human-in-the-loop, or HITL solutions. This basically means you're integrating expert human feedback directly into the machine learning workflow. And for high-risk decision-making, like if you're in healthcare or finance, this isn't just a nice-to-have, it's an absolute requirement. This might look like a pre-generation review, where human experts validate the outputs before they ever reach the end user. Or it could be a post-generation review to continuously improve the model over time. It's the essential safeguard that keeps your AI honest and accountable. Another incredibly powerful technique for curing this hallucination problem is RAG, which stands for Retrieval Augmented Generation. RAG fundamentally changes how the model actually answers questions. Let's walk through the flow. First, retrieval. The model goes out and searches external, verified sources, like your company's secure internal database, for relevant info. Second, augmentation. It takes that verified, factual info and injects it directly into the user's prompt. Third, generation. The model now processes that updated prompt and generates a response that is firmly grounded in the actual facts it just retrieved. And of course, you iterate on this. It completely takes the guesswork out of the equation. Finally, we can drastically improve the output just through the art of prompt engineering. You've got zero-shot prompting, which is basically asking the AI to do a task completely cold, giving it absolutely zero prior examples. It's super fast, but honestly, it can be pretty unpredictable. Few-shot prompting, on the other hand, is when you provide the model with multiple examples of what the input and the desired output should look like. By giving the AI clear examples of previous work, you significantly narrow down its focus and vastly improve the quality and formatting of what it spits back out. All right, Section 4, Winning AI Business Strategies. Because as an AI leader, your ultimate challenge isn't just geeking out over the tech. It's figuring out how to turn these tools into tangible, real-world business impact. Listen, before you go greenlighting any generative AI project, you have to evaluate a core set of pragmatic constraints. You've got to balance the shiny new technology against harsh reality. You need to ask yourself about scale and latency. Are we building this for 10 internal users or 10,000 public customers? And how fast does the response actually need to be? What about privacy and customization? Just how sensitive is the data we're feeding this thing? And how specialized does the model really need to be? And on a purely practical level, do we actually have the budget and the internal AI talent required to build and maintain this whole setup? So the crucial point is that a truly successful generative AI strategy requires a real balance within your corporate culture. You need a strong top-down approach, right? Where leadership sets a clear strategic vision, prioritizes the use cases, and of course, secures the budget. But that has absolutely got to be married with a bottoms-up approach. You have to empower your everyday employees to explore, experiment, and find practical applications in their daily workflows. Why? Because they are the ones actually closest to the friction points. It's where top-down vision meets bottom-up innovation. Now, regardless of your strategy, responsible AI is non-negotiable. Period. Enter Google's Secure AI Framework, or SAFE. This is your ultimate blueprint to protect your data and manage the unique risks that come with machine learning. It leverages secure by design infrastructure to fiercely protect your data, your models, and your applications across the entire lifecycle. Basically, it ensures that as you rapidly scale your AI initiatives, your enterprise security scales right alongside them. And that brings us to Section 5, your secret weapon notebook LM. To close out this explainer, I want to leave you with a literal cheat code that's actually mentioned directly in the study guide to help you master all this material. So this secret weapon is a brilliant Google tool called Notebook LM. The study guide actually recommends that you use generative AI to study for the generative AI exam. It's so meta. I love it. Here's the workflow. First, open Notebook LM online. Second, upload your PDF study guide directly into it. Third, start asking it highly targeted questions like, hey, what are the core differences between Vertex AI and Gemini? Fourth, refine its answers into a customized, organized study document. And fifth, iterate and expand as you learn. You are effectively letting AI build a highly customized personal tutor just for you. And guys, this is my absolute favorite feature of Notebook LM, and it's highlighted right in the source material. Make a podcast. You can actually click one button in Notebook LM, and it will use generative AI to instantly transform your dry, text-based PDF documents into a dynamic two-host audio discussion that summarizes all the key points. It is a wildly clever, incredible way to review your study materials on the go, whether you're stuck in traffic on your commute or hitting the gym. It just perfectly demonstrates the real power of AI to completely transform how we consume information. Well, look at that. We have demystified the technology, we've explored the entire Google Cloud arsenal, we've learned exactly how to master the outputs, and we've mapped out a winning business strategy. You now possess the foundational roadmap of a true generative AI leader. So the only real question left to answer is this. You know the tools, you understand the strategy, so what will you build first? It's time to dive into Google Cloud and start experimenting. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next explainer.